But if God called me to something and I delay in it, or you know how God can call you into, like Peter. Yeah, I remember Peter, the story of Peter when Jesus called him into the to come out of the boat, and first Peter had asked Jesus, to bid him to come if it was really him, and Jesus bid him to come, to come, and Peter got that boat. He did what was impossible, but it took for him to first. He had a relationship with Jesus. If you see that um, in the book, in the Bible, he had a relationship with Jesus to trust him enough and trust his voice. He trusted his voice enough to follow God, and even in the most impossible places. So it wasn't what, and Jesus, Peter had no control of that water when he stepped out into the ocean. He had no control of that water. All he did was step out the boat as God had called him to do, and he trusted God to do the rest. And I know some of y'all know the story. Once he took his eyes off of God, that's when he started to sink. But Jesus didn't let him sink. But my point was, sometimes God will call you to do some things that just sounds wow. But the question is, are you going to trust him to do it? Do you have to hurry up and make yourself up? Do you have to, how can I say this? If God call you now, will you come? Or will you make an excuse? If God called you to do something, what is your answer going to be? Are you going to step out the boat, or are you going to remain in the boat and don't experience, Jesus, and don't experience God's miracle? Because walking on water and not being Jesus is a miracle. So are you going to come out of that boat and do what God is telling you to do and watch that miracle take place? Or are you going to stay in that boat and wonder, what if?